Hi everyone, welcome to the first Monster Mondays, or maybe this will be Freaky Fridays or Terrible Tuesdays, who knows? But basically the idea behind this new series is I was told about something called SCP, which is, I think, Security, Contain, and Protect. Now this was, my coworker told me about this because his stepson's really crazed about this. I thought it's kind of a neat thing that basically chronicles cryptids, scary pop culture monsters. And in my search for goddess story type cards on AliExpress, I found out that they have SCP cards in China. Now, unfortunately, they are in Chinese, but I will be using Google and the SCP websites to basically determine what these are. And I will probably only open up 10 or so packs each video, and I will describe each new card that I get just to kind of give some cool history. I don't really know too much about SCPs, but it sounds like a fun thing to do. We'll start out with, I think this is the first series. I'm not really sure, but I also bought a card carrying case that also had a free random card. And so we will start out with SCP-2295. So it is a superior super rare. And as you can see, the cards are pretty high quality. They've got foil stamping already on the SSR cards, and on the back I believe they have the various descriptions on what they are. And so I already looked this guy up, and this is a patchwork stuffed bear that basically replaces human organs with like fabric organs. Let's see, what does it say? It chooses the youngest subject, of course. It has sewing needles, scissors, white thread. It'll make an imitation of the subject's organs and then vanishes. And replaces the subject's damaged organ with fake ones, I think. So, kind of creepy that this fun little bear does stuff, but that's basically what it is. It's kind of creepy monsters. And so, like I said, I think I've bought 6 or so different boxes of these, and I think they have very similar setup to other boxes of cards that I've opened from China. But this is the YCSR10101. I believe there's 30 packs in here. And like I said, I'll probably open up 10 at a time or so because I'm going to detail every character I get. It's kind of a lesson, if you will. And so let's dive right into this guy. So I'll probably do these every Monday. I might switch it up, but Monster Monday sounds like a fun series to try. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know which is your favorite SCP of the box, and even in general. But okay, once I open up, there is a checklist here, so you can see which SCPs this box has. What is going on here? So it looks like we've got super rare GR cards, SSR, SRRs, and SR. So that's kind of similar to what I'm used to. I'm guessing it's probably one per box of the GR cards. So those are the super rares. Hopefully I get one of those. Here we go. This is interesting. All right, so I'll dole out 10 packs. All right, in pack number 1. All right, so we've got SCP-261, which looks like some sort of junk food creature. So let me go ahead and look this one up. All right, so this is a large black vending machine with no front glass panel. I'm reading directly, so I apologize. And a small keypad on the right side. This was in Japan. Some sort of magical vending machine. Doesn't actually have food or beverage. When money is placed in here and a number is entered, it'll vend a random item. Only accepts yen. I don't exactly know. It's just random stuff. So there's a whole bunch of like lists of things that it vends. But this seems like it's not a very scary, and it's a level 1, so it's safe. Is that what that means? Safe? Okay. So that's cool. Next up, we've got a... What is this? SSP or SCP 2002? It is neutralized. Does that mean that it's captured? All right, this one has a warning. This is a space-faring vessel on a direct collision course with Earth. So it's just some sort of like mysterious UFO thing. It was classified as a temporal continuity anomaly, but it's considered native to its reality iteration. Its neutralization has prevented project staff from verifying this, though examination of the wreckage has yielded evidence supporting the theory. Had a spherical hull with a diameter of 450 meters, and there's a bunch of small spheres on it. They tried using SETI to communicate, but there was an automatic broadcast. So it seems like it's this sort of... There's a lot more. Not really sure what this thing is. Just sort of like a meteor. All right, next up we've got SCP-882. Looks like some bunch of gears. It is in Euclid. And it's got a big strength, whatever that means. Okay, so yep, this thing is a random assembly of gears, cables, pulleys, screws, and belts, all made of different metals. It was 7 cubic meters. Now it's 12 cubic meters. It rusts very quickly in seawater. After any metal touching the object will become permanently affixed to it. So some sort of like just thing of gears. This was found off the northeast coast of Banks Island, and it was barren of all metal. So it's just some sort of like big thing of metal gears. Very strange. This one's cool. It's an animal. It is SCP-334. It's kind of like an evil fox-looking thing. A lot of data on this. All right, so this is a small cloud of superheated plasma in the shape of a specimen most closely resembling Vulpes vulpes, a common red fox. So it's impossible to catch this thing without magnetic containment fields. Derives nourishment from converting matter into plasma. It is immune to gravity. Constantly emits radiation. So it's just kind of like a plasma fox. It's kind of cool. And next up we have a SCP-970. Looks kind of like evil work. Is this like an evil salaryman? Only level 1. All right, so this thing is a spatial phenomenon where a collection of rooms are looped on themselves. So it's a series of doors appearing in walls, all in a straight line such that it's possible to walk forward and end up in the starting position. So it's kind of like back in the day when you watched Scooby-Doo, and they would like enter one door and come out another door, and then enter that door and come out a different door. Kind of goofy. So that's creepy. And the last card, I got a SR card, and it is... All right, so this is SCP-140, so one of the earlier ones. This is a Chronicle of the Devas. So it must be some sort of book. It is Keter. I don't know what that means. So this is a book with unknown number of pages. It is signed. But there's a lot more pages than actually could be bound. Readers get paranoia, unease, and nausea while reading it. That might be related to the subject matter. This is a detailed account of an ancient civilization originating in what is now South Central Siberia, identified as the Devites. Let's see. So it's basically a collection of a mysterious culture that is no longer in existence. I would recommend going to the SCP. Just look. You can just basically go to Google and Google SCP-140, and it'll kind of come up with more information. I definitely recommend that. So I'll just give you initial takes on this. All right, pack number 2. What mysteries will we behold? So let me quickly... Okay, so this has some example SCPs and how many of each card are in the set. So let's get to it. All right, so we already got a dupe of one of those. And I got a really creepy SCP-2273. Looks sort of like, I don't know what that is. Must be some alien bounty hunter guy. So let's take a look here. All right, so is a humanoid entity believed to be of extra universal origin, and he's 2 parts, or he, she. It is a non-anomalous male human that shares a symbiotic relationship with an anomalous organism, which completely covers this thing, leaving no skin exposed. So he's kind of like a xenomorph in a way, but with a symbiote over it. Looks like this guy was recovered, so yeah, some sort of weird humanoid thing. So that's neat. Next up is a SCP-507. Is this like a creepy building? Okay, so it's actually this human here. So it is a Caucasian male with blonde hair, green eyes, sporting no other outstanding characteristics besides being somewhat overweight and speaking with a vague accent of unknown origin. So it finds entertainment in forcing those it meets to give a nickname in lieu of divulging info. Now responds to Tommy, Steve, Bruto, Guy, Houdini, and Grabnock the Destroyer. All right. So possesses some sort of teleportation ability. So I bet this was just some nerd who wanted to write a story about himself, and did so. So kind of an interesting. Obviously, I think safe must mean that he's doesn't hurt anyone. He's a level 0 too. All right, we got a dupe of the alien guy already. And what else do we get here? That one's cool. An SCP-1730. Must be some creepy... It's neutralized, so that's good. Level 2. So it's interesting that SCPs are not only like creatures, but they could also be places. So I think this one's a place. Here we go. So it's a large complex of structures 15 kilometers northwest of the US-Mexico border. Low survival rate of individuals who come in contact with it. Looks like it's some sort of like Area 51 sort of deal. It was in a severe state of disrepair, so it's kind of like a creepy abandoned facility. So kind of a creepy place to go. And I got awesome. Look at that thing. I got a GR card. Hell yeah. And it's the cover guy. Look at that. So this is SCP, what is that? 49? Very powerful, looks like. So I think this is like a plague doctor, basically. So very appropriate for these pandemic times. So I gotta love the gold sparkle, or the gold stamping, and the speckled gold foil. So awesome, a good quality card here. All right, so let's see. Yeah, okay, so yep, this is a humanoid entity, roughly 1.9 meters in height, which looks like a medieval plague doctor, wearing thick robes and a ceramic mask. The garments seem to have grown out of the body over time and now sort of like attach themselves. Let's see, it can speak English and French, usually cordial, but it would become hostile with individuals it sees as being affected by pestilence. Generally, they'll attempt to kill them. There are also reanimated corpse versions of these. So definitely, basically just an evil corpse plague doctor from medieval times. So pretty cool. All right, so this is pretty fun and interesting. Sorry if I'm not really explaining every single card in detail. There's a lot more information online, but I just want to give a quick description since these are in Chinese. And on to pack 3. Very excited to get a GR card already. Maybe the distribution in these boxes are pretty good. All right, so we got SCP 2003. Was that a good year? I don't remember. So this is a thaumiel. I gotta look that up. All right, what do we got here? All right, so this is an apparatus allowing the limited degree of travel to and from periods of time in advance of those encountered in the normal course of space-time as understood by mainstream science. So this was built by the Foundation over a 25-year period using technology derived from research into various other SCPs. So it's capable of transporting a living entity contained within its central chamber to a point of conterminous with its present location in physical space, but located in a future time period. So basically, this is a time travel device. We could all use one of those about now, couldn't we? All right, next up, we've got SCP-2047. So is this some sort of evil space station? All right, so this is a hollow iron sphere with a 40-centimeter diameter covered in a language originating from Theta C. These subscriptions describe the process that occurs in Event 2047A as a warning system for the target planet. So some sort of, it must be this little thing. I don't know. That is creepy. This was found in 1973, it looks like. So again, it's something from outer space. Next up, we've got SCP-1981. This looks like some sort of like Betamax thing. Found in 2015. Let's take a look. All right, so this is a Betamax tape labeled Ronald Reagan cut up while talking has been handwritten on here. Basically, supposedly this was found in the Ronald Reagan President Library in 1991. It's a home video recording of Ronald Reagan delivering his evil empire speech to the National Association of Evangelicals at Sheraton Twin Towers Hotel in 1983. However, at 1 minute and 10 seconds, the speech begins to deviate heavily, eventually resembling no known speech ever made by Reagan. And then 5 minutes, multiple incisions begin to cut into Reagan, and then it starts to degrade at 22 minutes. So it must be some sort of creepy YouTube video of Reagan's speech done. And I think you can actually watch it online. So that's pretty cool. That's really interesting. Fun stuff. All right, next up, creepy SCP-983, a scary monkey. What does this say? Happy holiday? Is this one of those like clapping monkeys? All right, this thing is it is a vintage mechanical monkey with a faded date located on the bottom of the left foot in the 40s at some point. So it's like one of those ringmaster looking monkeys. It's harmless and inert under most circumstances, as long as the handler is not experiencing the 24-hour period considered the anniversary of their birth. So if this thing comes in contact with you on your birthday, it'll spring to life into a single backflip before raising its bell and singing a simple song. A ring ding 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 ding, it's your birthday. And then it strikes this bell, and it'll just sing this. So it's just a one of those creepy monkeys. So definitely I could see that being creepy. All right, next up we have SCP-206, which looks like the Mars rover. Could be. And I was right. It is a Martian exploratory rover, designation Invictus, Joint Russian Space Research Institute, European Space Agency effort. I don't know what else it does. It's just a rover. So I'm sure it has some other extra crap to it, but it is a Mars rover and it looks really cool. I like the art. And we got a SR card. It is SCP-179 and it looks kind of like a creepy spirit. It's a level 3. All right, okay, yep, this is a humanoid entity located at a constant distance of approximately 40,000 kilometers from the South Pole region in the photosphere, locked in the rotation axis of Sol, does not orbit it. Seems to maintain a continuous orbit around the center of the galaxy. Human female of undetermined ethnic group of between 20 and 40 years of age. Entire body surface is covered of matte black material. Hair appears to be composed of this material, although it reflects part of the sunlight. There's a bunch of tattoos. So it is a scary, creepy, orbiting space being. That's cool. Oh boy, I forgot to record my last thing and it took a while. So this thing is basically a SCP-53. It is a 3-year-old child that basically, if anyone older 3 years old is around this child, they immediately want to kill everybody else and the child. But if you try to kill the child, you will die of a heart attack. So I don't know if this is some sort of like weird, I don't know. It's interesting. I know there's the terrible 2s and 3s, so maybe there's something there with that. And then I also got a dupe of this guy. I think was the dupe of that one and this one. And then this is SCP-3095, which is apparently a phenomenon. So not only can you have SCPs be a creature, a human or otherwise, a phenomenon or a place. So this is a phenomenon where birds apparently can start to gain, it said sapience, which I think you can talk to each other and form societies. So not really sure what this art has to do with anything, but that's what that one is. And then I got an awesome SSR rare card, and this is SCP-169, which is also known as the Leviathan. So I think you can kind of see it's hard to make out, and I really like the foil stamping and the sort of shiny water. There's kind of a pattern too, I think. But this is a sea monster from olden times where sailors would come across this thing. So that's cool. So it's fun. Like, see, this is kind of like a cryptid. All right, and we've got pack number 5. And we're getting dupes. That's basically what happens with these kind of cards. Here's a new one. This must be a nuclear bomb. Let's take a look. It is not a nuclear bomb. And I have to look up what this Euclid means, because that's some class. So this is actually the phone, is the SCP. It's a nondescript black phone of mid-20th century make. So what makes this interesting is that there's a continued interest in the audio stream from the earphone, which has since been discovered to contain encrypted messages that are of value to the Foundation. The Foundation is like whatever's behind SCPs. Mild distorted human voice using a steady monotone, which is recorded listing names, cryptic phases, patterns of numbers, quotes, mangled quotes, strings of letters. So I'm wondering if this is some sort of like creepy take on, is it Number Station? Where there's just kind of creepy voice, and it kind of gives into that creepy stuff coming out of a phone phobia. Here we go. This is a weird one. SCP-134. Bet you is some sort of creepy teenage girl, maybe? Let's take a look. Yeah, it is a Asian girl between ages of unknown ages, short black hair and a slight build. Seems normal. Has all requirements of a human child. But in the eyes are 2 black pits, covered by a transparent membrane similar in appearance to a human eye's membrane. Lacks eyelids. So basically it's a scary black-eyed teenage girl. So yeah, seems safe though. So, but watch out though. And the rare card of the pack, it is really hard to make out, but it looks kind of like a gelatinous goo. And it is SCP-2706. Okay, so this is actually a tree. It's a white oak in West Virginia, Clarksburg, West Virginia. The tree's located within here. Oh, it's a forest. A white oak forest. So they're unusually sturdy, and they have weird growth. They have like bulbous growths on them. And they'll produce an organism that's not understood. Huh. For some reason, there's non-native animals in these forests as well, like dolphins and kangaroos and shit. So weird area. All right, moving on. We've got pack number 6. Are any of you scared yet? I think my favorite is probably the GR card, obviously. I like the Leviathan card, though. That's a fun SCP. Gotta love cryptids. So this is SCP-84. Must be some creepy radio tower. All right, so this one's creepy. It's basically, the only thing I can find is just called Site 84. Not really a lot of other information. Someone in the comments below tell me what this is. It's a mystery. Not a lot of hits, so it's a creepy, scary place. Here we go. It's SCP-741. Looks like kind of an evil sewer, if you will. All right, so this one's even scarier. It is a sunken Soviet submarine that sunk in 1969. It is a Charlie II class carrying 8 Malachite anti-ship missiles. It was deployed under unusual circumstances. The U.S. tried to recover it. It's in the ocean floor in 3 pieces. There's a lot more information here. I definitely would recommend looking it up, but it is a creepy sunken submarine, so that's fun. We got the Reagan tape again. We've got the creepy Area 51-like place, and look what looks like a weird anime dinosaur. 2256. It's a cryptid. All right, let's see. Yeah, this is Cryptomorpha gigantus, a species of gigafauna which was endemic to the South Pacific Ocean around Polynesia. One of the very few recorded species known to have developed rudimentary perceptual camouflage, rendering them nearly impossible to see. Largest species to have lived on Earth, resembling spindly, vertically elongated giraffes or brachiosauruses. They were 1,000 meters in height. So that's cool. Basically, they are actively camoed dinosaurs. And the rare card, the SR card, is a creepy, strung out looking dude. So SCP-590. But they're safe, so that's good. All right, so it is a young male, approximately 16 years old. The only benefit they receive powers is apparently longevity. It has not aged since arriving at the Foundation. It seems like a normal teenager's, but when he touches another human, he heals them. But he gets the injuries himself, gets scarred by it. So it must be some sort of like healer dude. So and he's not strung out, he's just hurt. So that's fun. Poor bastard. All right, on to number 7. I hope you're enjoying learning about these SCPs as much as I am. I love this kind of creepy stuff. Let's see. Got some dupes. That's generally what happens. This one's new. It is SCP-846. Looks like some sort of creepy librarian robot thing. But it's safe at least. All right, what is this thing? This is a it looks nothing like what this thing is, but it is a plastic toy robot, which is only 20 centimeters in height. Called Robo Dude, now with voice command action. So there's a on-off button, you can talk to it. It identifies itself as Robo Dude. Possesses 350 robo accessories. When you ask about it, it shows it to you. So it's basically a robot that has a bunch of fun abilities. So that's cool. Definitely would want one of those. And we got this creepy thing again. And a dupe of that book. On to pack 8. More of this tape. Creepy black-eyed girl. That thing. Man, if any of you watch my normal unboxings of trading cards, you'll know that I get a lot of dupes, but to get this many dupes early in the box is a little crazy. Speaking of crazy, this is a scary clown mind thing. So this is SCP-35, one of the earlier ones. Is this Slenderman's buddy? All right, so this is it's the mask. It is a white porcelain comedy mask, although it'll change to tragedy. Let's see. Highly corrosive and degenerative viscous liquid constantly seeps from eyes and mouth holes of the mask. Anything coming in contact with the substance slowly decays over time. So it's basically a mask that will kill you. That's creepy. It's a fun and creepy one. All right, pack 9. Let's see here. Here's some new ones. Here is SCP-1986. Looks like some sort of like tunnel of books. And it is safe at least. And I was right. It is a cylindrical tunnel, 2 meters wide, lined with books. Although the full extent of the tunnel is unknown. Minimal depth of 1 light second, so 274,000 kilometers. Could be infinite though. So the volumes resemble known works, though with substantial alterations as to style, character, plot, and subject matter. So that's cool. It's like a creepy, weird library. It's a fun one. Next up, we've got a critter. This is SCP-860-2. I've seen that a few times. Like, there's variations of SCPs, of course. So let's take a look at this one. At least it's safe. Let's see. It is a large feline creature that walks on 4 legs with bark-like skin, dull gray vegetation growing over its body. And it's seen in the SCP-860-1's fog, so maybe it's like a forest, creepy forest. So actually 860 is a key, so maybe it's some sort of creature that protects the key. Some sort of weird creature. All right, moving on. Dupes of that one, dupes of that one as well, and a scary house. SCP, or like a jail or something. SCP-3054. Kind of like a psych ward, actually. All right, so this is a phenomenon version. It is the anomalous phenomenon which affects patients interned in mental health facilities throughout North America. Affected patients will disappear when left unobserved. So it is a people with mental health that disappear, which is an interesting thing to think about, actually. And the rare of the pack is SCP-166. Looks kind of like a forest lady. She's got a lot of info. All right, so it is a European female human in its late teens with undulate features, possessing antlers, hooved feet, and a short tail, reminiscent of reindeer. No abnormal genetic traits. So within 15 meters of her, artificial objects gradually return to an unworked state. Like electronics and vehicles are affected quicker, which like they rust and stuff. So basically she turns things back into their original form. So she's kind of like Mother Nature's daughter, I guess, in a way. So that was cool. She seems interesting. And on to the last pack of this video. Again, I'll do follow-ups. I'll have 3 videos of this specific box, and then I'll do new boxes following that. So I'll probably have a good chunk of videos. We got that one again. creepy monkey again, that one, the robot, and the fox. And at least I got a new SR card, which is SCP-73. Looks kind of like anime bro. Let's take a look. All right, it is a heavily tanned male of Arabic or Middle Eastern descent in his early 30s. His arms, legs, spinal cord, and shoulder blades have been replaced with artificial versions of unknown make and metal. You can kind of see that here. He has no idea how it happened or why. There's a symbol on his forehead, which appears to be Sumerian. Let's see, doesn't need to eat or drink, but seems to strictly carnivorous. Let's see, it refers to as Cain. Their presence is inimical to any and all life grown in soil, causing death to any such life within a 20-meter radius. Any land they walk on becomes barren. Any damage done towards them or inflicted on will be directed back onto the attacker. So basically, they're like a walking pestilence? That's weird. Okay. Alrighty. Well, that'll do it for today's Monster Monday. Please let me know what you think of this series. It's kind of interesting to me. I like these cards. They're fun. I really like getting these types of Chinese bootleg-ish. I don't think they're bootleg. They're just Chinese cards. These are my favorite SCPs. Not necessarily because of what they are, but their cards are really badass. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this video, what you think of these SCPs, and which one is your favorite of the group here. And hopefully I will get to your favorites in upcoming videos. Thanks again. I'll see you on the next one.